очень хорошо. Детская, да, детская. Винип. Так, что я там хотел-то? Заезд, ты где? Потерялся? Заезд. Не кролик, ты заезд. Лабух, я лабух. А, нет, я... ну это... Жри себя и все. Ну что теперь сделаешь? Не знаю. Я как не знаю, я стараюсь. Все равно одна жизнь, Женька Губаев. Проживешь и не заметишь, как говорится, да. Не знаю, или заметишь, проживешь, заметишь, заметишь. Не любит, ну, мне, да, проблема не в том, нет, я люблю всех, но жениться на одной, это когда на жену одну надо, не знаю я, ну или наоборот, профессия разнообразна должна быть, понимаешь, а жена должна быть однообразна, наверное, да. Наверное, так, да. Слушай, как ты... Открыто познанием, да, наверное. Но это будет мешать деньгам, наверное, да, правильно понимаешь. Ну и нахер тебе такие деньги, ну что значит мешать деньгам? Пока не догнали конкуренты, что ли? Лжи, да, догнать, да. А тебе не будет, вот видишь, да. Идеально просто устроил весь мир, да, жизнь, да, понимаешь. Жить можно, точно видишь, все знают, что можно, оказывается, да. отдохни, поговори. Ну так это, так нет, да наоборот, что, выкинуть тебе что ли? Ну что, да, наоборот, да. Ну хорошо, да. Так, это что?
Probably the K2 and the B3 are probably the ones you need to focus on now, and then just follow my recommendations as far as what to eat. And then come summer, have a little garden in your backyard or even in the house. You can even have I'll be doing videos on this, but you can actually grow a tremendous amount of your greens on these little towers that you can get in your house with lighting. And I just got full on experimenting with them. I will work out the bugs, and then I'll do videos on how to use those. But you can grow like basil, tomatoes, lettuce, arugula, kale, just right within your house, and a ton of it. So that's another option.
So vitamin D3, would that be the sun? Would that be okay?
Yeah, if you can get the sun
Okay.
or a good supplement. I'm not biased of my own, but of course I am biased. But yeah, try to get as much sun as you can. You just can't get the vitamin D from the foods. It's really hard. So get out there in the sun, and if you live in California, they'll definitely get on the sun. But we'll be talking more about vitamin D later in the show, as well as in videos coming up. I just did a really interesting one on vitamin D that I think you'll enjoy.
Okay, cool. I think that's it for my questions. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Well, that's great. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for representing Fullerton so well, Brittany, and good luck with getting some sun. And it's not, as Dr. Berg said, it's not hard to
Thank
do
you
out
both.
there. You bet. All right, so let's see. The audience is on it as usual, and they have conquered the second question. I think I'll leave that up to you. But the question asks, why is exposure to the sun for immune system more powerful than merely vitamin D alone? Speak of the devil, just talked about that. And the audience, 100%, just throwing everything on the table, say that sunlight has infrared rays that feed receptors in the cells.
Okay, you guys are correct. You guys are correct and very, very smart. A lot of people don't know this. Very important. If we take a look at this whole spectrum of light and different wavelengths, you have visible light right in the center. To the left, you have a very small percentage of is called ultraviolet. That's how you make your vitamin D from ultraviolet. Like I think it's like maybe 6.9 to 7% of the whole spectrum, right? And then, but to the right, we have this another energy called infrared. And within the infrared, there's different types. And one of those types makes melatonin. And melatonin is the most powerful antioxidant to help with inflammation, to help your immune system, to help. It's like the radiator of your car that like a coolant system to offset all the heat that's generated from your mitochondria and the energy production. So in a car, if you don't have a radiator to cool down the heat, you're going to have an overheated engine. So you're going to have too much oxidation, free radical damage in the cell. So we need this melatonin, not just for sleep, but we need it to counter all the damage from the mitochondria, all the damage from the UV radiation. But we make the vitamin D from the UV radiation, but we need that IR, that infrared, to offset all the other stuff. So it's very, very therapeutic, and you can get it from the sun, but you can also get it from the moon, from a sunset, from the sunrise to being outside, and it goes to your clothes. It goes to your skull. It penetrates more than an inch in your body because of the wavelength. Just kind of like if you're in a parking garage and you turn on the radio, how can you hear that? Because of the wavelength that can go through walls. Same thing with certain type of energy from the IR. It can go through things. So with ultraviolet, you have to expose the skin, but not this IR. IR is very, very fascinating. It helps build melatonin, which you need. And if you haven't seen my video on that, you should look it up. And I'll release another one. But it's a very important topic, and especially for the immune system. They found a huge association, a connection between people that have problems with COVID and their exposure to the IR. And this goes beyond vitamin D. So it's not just about taking vitamin D. It's like, there's huge therapy with just being exposed to the sun that goes way, way beyond just vitamin D. So this summer, spring, and even in the winter, try to be outside more and experience the benefit, the therapeutic benefits of just being outside. And unfortunately, it's cold right now in certain parts of the world, but and want to get outside more for a lot of reasons, especially your immune system.
Well, again, we've got a lot of positive stuff out on the social media platforms. And Wendy from YouTube wants to thank you for your videos on neuropathy. She says her husband now has it under control. So we're really excited about that, Wendy. Glad that this is helping. And, you know, we don't have to dig very deep to get a lot of success stories out of the people that follow Dr. Berg's various regimes, myself included, as I crunch some more nutritional yeast, which I love. Jimmy from Facebook, I would really like your opinion on energy supplements. Oh gosh, I don't know, like Zipfif. Oh, well, who knows? But what do you think about energy supplements in general, Doc?
Yeah, they're stimulants. So I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I used to take them. I don't like them. It's to give you a deep understanding of why they're stimulants. And so if you're tired and you're trying to wake up, we need to find out why you're tired. And it's like revving the engine up is going to just end up creating a rebound effect, and it's going to burn you out. So the best thing to do is to fix your sleep. And there are other things you can do to improve energy without trying to stimulate the body. And one of the best nutrients for that is the B vitamins. You can get that in nutritional yeast. You can get that also from just being on the right diet and getting on keto. Ketones will provide more energy than glucose long term, like a sustained energy. And when you start doing intermittent fasting, what's interesting is you don't have the spike in insulin, which is like a fatigue thing, and now all of a sudden you have a bunch of energy. You can even ask Steve, when Steve fasts, his energy goes up. When he eats, he's not as energetic. Is that a true statement, Steve?
Oh, it absolutely is. I used to eat a big IHOP breakfast or something, and then by 11 a.m., man, I want to crawl in a ditch and go to sleep. And that doesn't happen anymore. I don't even think about food in the morning. 3 o'clock on is when I start to chow down, and I do. It's not subtle. I've got tons more energy from that regime alone, beyond keto.
Yeah, so, and I was searching around for energy for many, many years, trying to take this pill and this energy drink, and I always got worse until I finally figured out the diet, which is so ironic, because if you take a look at any of the patients that I had and their awareness level, I had at one time the lowest awareness of anything related to food or nutrition of any patient that I've ever encountered or ever person. So if you take the person that has the lowest awareness, that knows nothing about it, is doing the worst things, I was that person, which is very ironic, because right now, my diet is slightly better now.
Indeed. Okay, Doc, let's get back to the questions. Speaking of melatonin, here's the latest one.
All right. What herb can mimic the effects? Okay, this is, again, I don't know if I made this mistake or you did, Steve, but let's reword this, okay? What herb can mimic the effects of
Ну
metformin?
ты чё, смотри, он опять растет.
That's medication for
Борзели вообще
diabetes.
просто. Это я говорю.
Metformin.
Фрукты, кстати, тоже растут.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to
Me or you,
discuss.
Steve?
Well, I don't want to discuss it. I'm not about
Не живые
to
же.
tell, but the person's initials are Dr. Bird.
Не сменяет.
Sorry.
You know, I might have made that error, so I'll take full responsibility.
All right, well, I'll take it next time. Anyway, let's see. Where are we? Let's go to back to our green room, and we've got Kyle on with us. We don't have his camera view, but Kyle is from New York, and he has a question for you. Kyle, can you hear us? You're on with Dr. Bird.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Bird. So I have a question regarding pancreatitis and the keto diet. Obviously, people with like pancreatitis have a hard time
Как
dealing
возвращать
with
будет,
that.
да.
What would you recommend, like diet-wise, for people with
Жизнь
pancreatitis to
возвращается.
reap the benefits of like a keto diet? And like, what would your, I guess, pie chart look like percentage-wise for fats and proteins and stuff like that?
Yeah, obviously, without the full function of your pancreas, you're not able to produce enough lipase. So, I don't know what that background noise is, but let me just kind of pause some people here. So the other thing is that if you don't have enough lipase, you can't digest fat. So at first, if you're doing a ketogenic diet, maybe you might have less amount of fats. But here's the thing. The number one cause of pancreatitis is a problem with the bile ducts. There's sludge in the bile ducts because if you look at how these little ducts or tubes come from the liver into the small intestine and come through the bile and come through into the gallbladder, there's a branch that comes from the pancreas that merges with the other ducts. And so a lot of times there's going to be some sludge in there and it's going to back up and cause pancreatitis. And so I would highly recommend to investigate, learn about, and take a product called TUDCA, okay? And TUDCA, that is TUDCA.
Ничего.
Поработаем для тех, кто не хочет отставать от времени. Смотрим 60 минут.
это тоник. Нет, что ли?